Here we go. Welcome back. Cool stream with Miles. Hikikomori cool stream. We're playing some Tornado Outbreak today. Enjoy that 32 kilobytes per second sound quality provided by Loose Cannon Studios, composed by them. Wait till everyone gets in here. Let's put out the word. Gotta get everyone in here. You can't have a cool stream without people in here. Also, I want to make sure my stream is public. It is public. I'm going to push out those notifications. Let everyone know. The Discord knows. Last Go Getta, thank you for the Xbox 360 logo. Yes, this is the 360 version. There is a Wii version, which I've never played, but the sound I'm listening to right now sounds like it should belong on a Wii. All right. Let's, I got the tweet out, got the Discord notified. One thing I have a problem with, every time I try and start a stream, it has my previous stream's thumbnail or title. Like, it may say, like, Friday the 13th, cool stream. That is not what we're playing. All right. Everyone thinks, Wild Potato thinks I'm streaming the Buffy the Vampire Slayer game. Which one? There's a Game Boy one, and there's like 2 Xbox ones. They're actually pretty good. So welcome, guys. Back to the cool stream. I'm just going to go ahead and hit A so I don't have to hear that compressed title screen anymore. Let me know how the game sounds, how I sound, if I'm too loud, if the game's too loud. It is blaring. I'm just hearing trumpets in my ear right now. It sounds like Danny Elfman composed this shit. I love Danny Elfman. Don't even get me started. All right, so this is Tornado Outbreak. Let me show you a little cover art here, a little cover art, box art action. I've been looking for this game since 2009 when it first came out. It had kind of a silent release. It was published by Konami. It's a lot like Katamari, only you're a tornado man and you've got to try and grow your tornado and take out these like tiki-like dudes. So it's kind of a low-budget game. It wasn't developed by Konami. It was Loose Cannon Studios. I don't know if they're still around, but that's as far as I know as history. It's a pretty decent game. And I remember playing a demo back in the day and thinking like, wow, this is awesome. But it was 2009, almost 10 years ago. Okay. Oh, look! Okay, hold on a second. That doesn't make any sense. Last save back in 2005, 3%. I don't know. Beats me. We're gonna go with the new save. It wasn't even out in 2005. How was I playing it back then? Oh, time travel. This loading screen reminds me of Lollipop Chainsaw. I'm drinking this dragon fruit juice here. I tried Starbucks's dragon fruit smoothie or something, and then I filled it with water, so now I got all the dragon fruit in there. We got magic juice, and then we got regular juice, which is black coffee, ready for the stream. Okay, so my theory is they originally developed this game for the Wii, and then they just ported it from the Wii to the 360 using all the same specifications. It looks like it's about 480p. Hello, Sentry is down. So in this game, you're kind of like a hero who's trying to defeat this scourge of tiki guys. And since you're a tornado, you can only travel in the shadows or in the overcast, basically. So as you go along, you destroy stuff, and your tornado gets bigger, and it gets a little more complex than that. You really don't have to think too much in this game, and that's perfect for your stream, I think. Yeah, it's been... I want to say it's been about a month since I got a good stream in. I think the last time I streamed was on the 13th of July, Friday the 13th. So it's been about a month. I miss streaming. I just literally haven't had the time. I've been putting my focus more on videos lately, but you know, it's good to get in touch with the community and everyone, seeing how, check in on you, let you know how I'm doing, see how you guys are doing. And I guess, you know, this is where I kind of do channel announcements and what I'm working on and how life's going. So I treat them more as like a vlog / stream. So bear with me. We'll get to it. Oh, Mark says we're missing the game audio. You have game audio, it's just really low. It's nothing to write home about either. It's just tornado sounds and very minimal music. Let me know if you can hear it now. So yeah, it's been about a month since I've streamed. The last time I streamed was Friday the 13th on NES. I tried to beat it. I think I made it to day 3 and I just got my ass handed to me. But that's typical when you play that game. You never know what you're going to get. But I had a good time then. But right after that stream, I went on a brief little excursion to a horror convention. And in the town that I went to, I had to travel out of Kansas City. In the town I went to, they had like an old retro game shop, kind of like Pink Gorilla. It's called Game Exchange. And lo and behold, they had the game I've been looking for the past decade, Tornado Outbreak, for $5. So I was like, fuck it, let's get it. And here we are. God, so much has happened in the past month. I don't even know where to begin with you guys, but you can see that my tornado has grown to a pretty healthy size. I've actually lived through a few tornadoes in my lifetime. Missouri gets... Like, I live kind of near the Tornado Alley, and we get tornado warnings and sometimes actual tornadoes where I live. So as lighthearted as this game is, you know, I've seen the real deal, and it's not fun. Thankfully, none of my homes were ever destroyed. They've been damaged by tornadoes, but never destroyed. But I've had neighbors just a block away with just roofs caved in, cars upturned, business signs in the front yard. Like, I had a business sign for a House of Lube. There was a House of Lube in my front yard one year, and I almost considered not giving the sign back because I just wanted to have it in my room. But nah, I actually returned it. And I remember, like, after finding that sign, trying to find the business that it belonged to, because there was a lot of automotive places. And I found the place where it belonged, and I take it into the shop, and I was like, hey, man, does this belong to you? I found it in my yard. And the guy immediately snatched it out of my hands. I was like in middle school. He snatches it out of my hands, and he goes, where'd you find this? And I was like, I found it in my yard. And he goes, okay, you need to get out of here now. Didn't even say thank you. No, I mean, like, I didn't expect much, but damn. I bet that sign at least cost you $300. Anyway, I should have kept it. The moral of the story is, when a House of Lube sign is gifted to you by the tornado gods, you don't turn your nose up at it and return it like a bitch. You keep that House of Lube sign. No good deed goes unpunished.
That's right. You are more than an ordinary tornado. Now let's get to it.
So yeah. That was years ago, but the worst tornado was, like, I think I was a freshman in high school. In this neighborhood, there's like this really, really rich neighborhood, like a few blocks down from where I lived. And we're talking about $1 million homes, just like, I would say the upper echelon of Kansas City lived down in this neighborhood, and just a tornado just completely wiped it out. And there was like roofs and like missing in other people's yards, and just whole foundations uprooted. And I remember the military came in and blockaded it. Like, it was the first time I ever saw, like, military jeeps all up in the neighborhood and stuff like that. Armed military while they were rebuilding it. Meanwhile, all the poor homes a few blocks away that also had damage done to them. Where was the fucking cops and military there? Nowhere. But I remember it was so surreal because me and my friend... we got some flashlights the night after the tornado. Like, all the power in our homes were gone, and they didn't return for like a week or so. So like me and him, like, we're just like walking around, trees in the road, like cars turned upside down, families like put out on the street basically, and we walked around and checked it out and stuff like that, and it was surreal. It felt kind of like Silent Hill in a sense. And yeah, tornadoes are no joke. I mean, like, not many parts of the world get them, but I live in a part that gets them a lot. If you go about like 50 miles south of Kansas City, there's this place called, I think it was it Joplin? I think it was Joplin, Missouri. They just had a major... like one of those high category tornadoes just tearing shit up. That I think out of any disaster, tornadoes, I mean, like, I guess a fire tornado might be even more extreme, but I think tornadoes are pretty much some of the scariest things you can ever experience. You just never know. Hey, what up, Tentacle? We're playing Tornado Outbreak. It's like American Katamari. Only... you don't rebuild space, you just destroy the world. So yeah, I mean, after a while, like, I've lived with tornadoes my whole life, so it's just kind of like one of those things where you have to resign to the fact that if a tornado comes by, you're just fucked. Like, if it hits your home, you just go down with the ship, because just let it take you. Because there's no coming back from it. It fucks up everything. So you just let it take you. I once streamed during a tornado warning. No tornadoes touched down near my town, but we get tornado warnings where sirens go off, and the Weather Channel, they have no clue where it's going to touch down. And people start, like, looking up in the skies, and they're like, oh, I think I see a funnel cloud. Or, oh, I see this. So there's, like, a whole bunch of bullshit that the Weather Channel has to wade through and verify. So they send people out there in the middle of tornadoes to, like, to drive by them and do a visual verification of it. It's wild. There are some thrill seekers that chase them down. You know? Go watch the documentary Twister and come back to me. That's exactly how it is. Flying cows and everything. Yeah, you gotta let the tornado take you.
You sure did a number on that cat.
So, this game has a weird system. Like, there'll be some levels, like, wherever there's sources of light that you have to destroy so you can cover more ground. Because as a tornado, you only come out whenever it's dark. Kind of. Like, whenever there's overcast and funnel clouds and stuff. And those are the only areas you can travel. But I guess that's the cleverness of this. Or at least some of the challenge. Right now I'm kind of, I've got my training wheels on. My tornado training wheels. There's all different classifications of tornadoes. You got twisters. You've got, like, twin tornadoes. You've got just high gusts of winds with, like, no touchdown. Fire tornadoes. It's wild. All different categories you have to account for. You got insurance companies around here trying to get you tornado insurance. Yeah. As I say, you go down with the ship. If a tornado hits your home, you are fucked. Everything about your life. It's sad, though. Like, I helped out with a drive one year for people who are displaced by tornadoes. And as I said, like, you know, doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, what kind of money you have. Like, if a tornado hits you, no matter what insurance you have, you are fucked for a good year. trying to figure out a place to live, relocate, get your house rebuilt. People trying to like make all sorts of money off of you, rob you. You have to locate where all your shit went. Like your stuff can end up like 10 miles away from your home. It can get flung all over the place or sucked up in the twister. It's wild. But here we're just making we're making a tragedy and making it lighthearted, and those are the best kinds of games. There's another game that kind of like capitalizes off of a tragedy that I really enjoyed. It was called Fugitive Hunter on the PS2. Perhaps one of the worst fighting / first-person shooter games. The whole caveat, so like right after 9/11 on the PS2, some company, like their whole concept was at the final boss in the game is Osama bin Laden. You once you get to the end, you have a fist fight showdown with Osama bin Laden. Way to capitalize off a national tragedy, but it would be funny if SEAL Team 6, like, instead of, like, shooting Osama bin Laden through the eye like they did, if SEAL Team 6 had a fucking Mortal Kombat throwdown with Osama. Damn. Should have gone down that way. Anyway, so yeah, Tornado Outbreak. Fun times. I haven't really gotten too far into it. According to my old save file, 3% of the game. So we're going to find out how deep the tornado hole goes. It's playing this, like, Indiana Jones music while this is all going down. Yeah, so what's been going on in this past month? I put out a new Grasshopper B-Sides. Probably the most intensive B-Sides I've made besides Shadows of the Damned. It is a sequel, or it's a follow-up to my Shadows video, so if you haven't watched it, watch my Shadows video, then watch Diabolical Pitch, because they're closely related. Mark was in town, so we're like, let's play this Kinect game. And we were exhausted by the end of it. Because we wanted to do it in one shot. It's one of those games, like, you don't want to play it solo, you want to play with a friend. But by the end, we were just exhausted. Our shoulders hurt. I had to change my shirt. You can see that in the video. I was drenched in sweat. And for 3 days, my entire body was sore. I felt like absolute garbage. But I will say, outside of D4, it's one of the funnest Kinect games, albeit very technically flawed. So we did that. I went to that horror convention. Did I show you guys my Addams Family cereal? We might have to pause because this is very important. Let's chill for a second on this game. I want to show you something. No, nope, not my logo. Here we go. All right. Right here. Mute the music. So, I was at this horror convention, and the biggest thing was I wanted to meet Keith David, who's Childs in The Thing, and he's also in They Live. He's the voice of the Arbiter from Halo. He's been in everything. I think he's like in Men at Work, which is a really good cult classic. This horror convention comes to town like once a year. Like the first year I met Elvira, I met the creator of this stuff and a whole bunch of old wrestlers and stuff. And then the second year they had all the cast members of the X-Files except for Mulder and Scully. And then this was the third year I've been. And then Keith David didn't show up, but Nick Castle, the guy who plays Michael Myers in the original Halloween and this new one, PJ Souls, a whole bunch of the Halloween cast was there. Linda Blair was there from The Exorcist, so that was cool. A whole bunch of other like B movie actors and stuff. Like I love that stuff. I'm a huge horror guy, always have been. And that same night was the Joe Bob Briggs marathon, so I was just like totally engrossed in it. If you guys have watched my Cult NES games video, you'll know that I'm like a huge Addams Family guy. Like I've always loved the Addams Family. Like the first two Addams Family movies are my favorite. I say first two because there is a third one that stars Tim Curry as Gomez, and it's not terrible, but anyway, I'm a huge fan of Raul Julia, especially like the very first Addams Family movie. I like the old Addams Family like TV show and the black and white one and the Charles Addams serials. Not serial, but like the comic strips. Now, I'm going through this horror convention. I'm seeing all sorts of shit. Like there's this company that like preserves fetal pigs and like taxidermy birds and bats and stuff like that. And my girlfriend's asking like, hey, do you guys do sugar gliders? Okay, like when the day comes, whenever her sugar gliders die, that she would get them posed in this gothic manner and stuff. So there was like a whole bunch of like weird objects for sale. Like there was like tarantulas and like crystal skulls that you could buy. All sorts of just big movie posters from like the old Hammer horror films and stuff like that. And so like, you know, I've got money just burning a hole in my pocket. I gotta spend it on something, but I'm also trying to keep a budget here. So I just wanted to find one cool thing to take away from the convention so I'm not like coming home with all the shit. So I got two things. The first thing I got was the NES Friday the 13th Jason, like the purple and aquamarine blue mask Jason. I got a refrigerator magnet of him. And I was watching this one booth where this guy with a beard, like a Wayne Static beard, like down to here and hair down to his fucking dick, was like unpacking some boxes and stuff like that. And he put out these like Evil Dead Ash like figures and stuff, and they looked really badass. I almost walked away with an Army of Darkness Ash, but I didn't. But like I was looking at these Ash figures, and right behind it, what do I see? 1991 Addams Family cereal sealed in the box. Let's get a better look at that. Look at that. That is a fucking Lurch flashlight right there. That's a Lurch flashlight. Do you see that price on there? $13. Now, you know, there's some people out there, I don't feel as bad because there are people this year that spent 50 some odd dollars on Super Mario cereal. But $13 for sealed 1991 Addams Family cereal with a free working Lurch flashlight, you know I had to get this shit. Like, this is honestly one of my favorite pieces in my collection. I don't know if I'm going to eat it or what. But yeah, like, this is back when cereal was made with real vitamins and sugar and stuff. Now, I mean, it's not all good for you, and it's definitely not good for you almost 30 years later. But 30-year-old cereal with like, and it's colorful, it's bright, and you know what? I do remember eating this back in the day. I think the taste I could compare it to was like Count Chocula. So it's kind of like that, but I'm afraid to eat it. I might eat some one day if there's enough requests for it, but goddamn, it's got the Addams Family like typeset, all these bright and vivid colors. It's got the whole cast on there, this blue moon background, just the box alone. Like, if you look at cereal today, they don't go out of their way to make some flashy shit that's actually aesthetically appealing. Like, every bit of this box has original artwork on it. So yeah, I seriously, I held it with me the entire rest of the convention. I was like, yeah, got my Addams Family cereal, and it was like a conversation piece. There were people coming up to me like, what the fuck is that? Where did you get that? And yeah, I made a lot of friends with this Addams Family cereal. So yeah, I'm really proud to have, happy to have it in my collection. Happy to have it. Yep. So that's my Addams Family cereal. What up, San and Sense? I wanted to give you guys a shout out. Who everyone in here? We got Tentacle, Lasco, Get Us, San and Sense. Hello, guys. I'm happy to see you, and I'm sure that music in the background definitely added to the story. So let's continue on with Tornado Outbreak. There will always be more stories. Just ask away. Ask and you shall receive. I'm not sure. Okay, so I've destroyed that part. Now we're gonna destroy a farm. Yeah, like the cereal nowadays, like I only like a select few cereals. Like I think like they try and push a lot of gimmicky flavors, like limited run cereals. So you buy them, but they are never any good. I like something that's been refined over the years, like a taste that has stood the test of time. So that's why I go with Honey Nut Cheerios and some Cinnamon Toast Crunch and Honey Bunches of Oats. Those are my top 3 cereals right there. Cut this, trim this, there you go. You got a top 3 video from me. But no, Addams Family cereals up there by box art and all the cool stuff. Like back when cereals came with shit. Like whenever they would, you know, put in stuff like Chex Quest, like a full-blown game. I like that stuff. Kids these days, like in America, they try and push all these healthy cereals and smaller serving sizes and stuff. And there's no fun in cereals. Like there's no fun for kids anymore. And like I always love movie tie-ins. Like back in the day, like whenever there would be a big feature movie coming out, all these chickens, a big feature movie coming out, and they just like pimp it out, cereals. There would be McDonald's toys. I mean, they'd hit you from every angle. T-shirts, toys just by themselves, video games. You know, I think there's a case to be made for licensed games. Like, as crappy as some of those licensed platformers are for the NES, Super Nintendo, all the way up to probably the PS3, there's a little cleverness to them too. You can tell when somebody takes the property that they've got and does something clever with it. You know, like I guess you could say something like the Chronicles of Riddick. Taking that, I honestly think the Chronicles of Riddick game is way better than the movies themselves. Even though I kind of like Pitch Black. But you know me, like I love the Addams Family. Anything. Okay, this is what makes me really mad though. Okay, this was like the biggest kick in the nuts, like more than anything else that's happened this year. I found out that they're making another Addams Family movie, and I'm like, okay, I'm willing to hear what they've got lined up because it's been a while since the Addams Family had something going. The absolute worst shit in the world. The director of the Minions and like Despicable Me, his team, the director of Minions, is writing a new 3D animated Addams Family, and they showed some concept art, and it looks dumb, so stupid, and I can't stand it. I hate 3D animated movies. Like, the only ones I like are like Toy Story, and that's it. I like more traditionally animated movies. I don't really like animated movies in general, but I am so mad. Like, I would much rather have a live action Addams Family. I know it's kind of hard to top the originals, but I'd like somebody to give it a shot. Oh, shit. Oh yeah, if I go out in the sun, I get damaged, so I can't go that way. I have to find a way to destroy the sunlight or block the sunlight. But I was so mad. The moment, like, I was talking with my boss about it. He's like, oh, did you know that they're making a new Addams Family movie? I was like, oh, really? And then he goes, oh, oh, it's directed by the guy who makes the Minion shit. And I was like, no, no. That franchise deserves so much better. I bet they're gonna like make it. They're gonna make it like Hotel Transylvania or some shit, like where it's like some quirky ADD, hyperactive Addams Family, and that's not what the Addams Family's about. So yeah, dead franchises, the Addams Family, and then there's like I'm gonna like superimpose a live stream of Charles Addams' grave and him just rolling in it. Yeah, man, it sucks. Like they deserve so much better, but like that's what we can look forward to. You know, there's no family like gothic comedies. I think the last time they tried that was Dark Shadows by Tim Burton. That was kind of like the last big family gothic movie and stuff, and it was okay. It wasn't really all that good. You know, Tim Burton's lost his edge. He's trying to give it another go with Beetlejuice. Like, Beetlejuice 2 has been, like, in talks forever, but, you know, Johnny, like, I don't know, if they put Johnny Depp in it, he's barely hanging on to life. Michael Keaton could probably do it. I have faith in him. Winona's batshit. She's psycho, and, I mean, like, that might be cool to see, like, a really deranged Lydia Dietz and stuff, but her dad, Jeffrey Jones, the actor Jeffrey Jones, is a convicted sex offender for like making little boy porn and stuff. Like, it sucks, but I think Tim Burton could work with him. Otho's dead. Catherine O'Hara's still awesome. She's Lydia Dietz's mom, like the starving artist kind of thing, or the deranged artist. I always loved her in that movie. That's like one of her best movies. But yeah, I always kind of liked the more gothic family movies. I loved the darker comedies, something that had an edge to it, that like almost dipped into the rated R, you know, goth for the whole family. But, I mean, there hasn't been a modern Tim Burton to like come around and pick up that mantle. And that's like really sad. I'm talking about the goth subgenre as I'm playing a fucking Tornado game. I love it. So what we got here? Oh, Tentacle says game audio. That's right. I've had the game audio muted. You're not missing anything. You really aren't. You're missing banjos. I'm gonna crank up that banjo. Enjoy. The Minions guys got to the Addams Family as well as the Mario license. Holy shit, they're doing the Mario movie? Oh no! I mean, it's not like they had a lot of competition, but I like the original Super Mario Brothers movie. I think it's pretty damn good. I've always enjoyed it. I guess I didn't know any better when I was a kid, but I think as a sci-fi comedy, the original Mario Brothers movie is solid. It's really funny. It's got some weird ideas in it, and like crazy abstraction of the Mario Brothers franchise. I had this conversation with my buddy a long time ago, because like we never knew that people hated the Mario Brothers movie. Because like the very ending, it left it open for a sequel, and we're like, man, I wonder if they're ever gonna make that sequel. And turns out, like, after we started getting on the internet, like, everyone hated that movie. It was critically panned. Bob Hoskins said it was the biggest regret of his life. John Leguizamo said that he was drunk 24/7. Like, he and Bob Hoskins were drunk on the set all the time. I was like, damn, everyone hated it? And I think it's just because it's tied to the Mario Brothers name, but back then, nobody knew what to do with a video game movie. Like, how do you adapt the original Mario Brothers? And I always had this theory. I'm like, if you took away the name from the Mario Brothers movie and called it something like Dinosaur Dimension, or like the like, you know, just some sort of family sci-fi movie, and like, you know, you just twisted, like you removed all the Mario and the references and stuff like that, and you just played with that like, you know, what if the dinosaurs survived after the comet? That's actually a pretty interesting concept. But yeah, like, I went back and I watched that Mario Brothers movie, and it's raunchy as fuck. Like, there's this scene where Bob Hoskin is trying to get, like, this piece of the meteor that, like, wiped out the dinosaurs and stuff, and he has to get it to, like, unite the dimensions or something. But it's on this big girl with, like, these huge boobs and stuff. She's, like, wearing it as a necklace, and he has to seduce her, and he, like, sticks his mouth all up in her titties and yanks out the comet piece with his teeth. And I'm like, man, how did this get in here? But it's still really funny to watch. They're like walking the dinosaur and stuff like that, and the whole trust the fungus scene. I still quote that all the time. I think I quoted it in my Left 4 Dead video. I fucking love that. Hey, there's Tornado Outbreak is in the chat. We have an official Tornado Outbreak superfan in here. Welcome. Welcome. I don't think you know what you've gotten yourself into. There was all sorts of dinosaur movies back in the 90s. I think, like, people were talking about that. Like, how, like, back in the 90s, that, like, after Jurassic Park, they launched so many different dinosaur properties. Like, just off the top of my head, there was, like, Carnosaur, Theodore Rex, Prehysteria, the Super Mario Brothers movie, the Dinosaurs, like, network TV. I think that came before Jurassic Park, I want to say, but, like, the 90s were just loaded with dinosaur stuff. You couldn't get away from it. And that's kind of coming back around again, I guess.
Well done.
Oh, do I gotta take out those dudes? The fire flyers. Yeah, here's the enemies in the game, right here.
They're definitely. Let's talk about Firefly.
Hold on a sec. I think my stream cut out for a bit. Okay. Are we good? Am I losing the stream? Okay, I think we're good. Yeah, Dino Crisis was like near the tail end of that, but I love Dino Crisis, especially the second one. The first stream I ever did on this channel was Dino Crisis 2, and I did a straight up 7-hour playthrough of it because every time I pick up Dino Crisis 2, I want to beat the whole thing. Like, Dino Crisis 2 has that, like, arcadey nature about it, but it also, like, has a bit of Resident Evil 4 quality, like, wherever you, like, upgrade your characters and their weapons and stuff like that. But Dino Crisis 2 is, like, a score attack kind of game. Oh, I gotta make a fire tornado? Is that what I gotta do? I've never made it this far. Oh yeah, and The Land Before Time and We Are Back. Yeah. Yeah, those were.
Great job grabbing several fireflies.
Okay, so I'm absorbing the fireflies. Now it's got this spaghetti western music going on. Break a tent to expose them. You hold our trigger and then you grab all of them. So if you guys are just joining, this is Tornado Outbreak. It's a game that I've been after for like a decade. It's this weird Katamari kind of clone. A little bit of Katamari. I'd say there's some original aspects about it. I really like it. It's something that fell completely under the radar, and I think I rented it for a weekend, and something distracted me, and I could never find the game. I would look for the game, like, at GameStop. I think for the better part of 9 years, I couldn't find it. So, I found it randomly in a game shop, and here we are. Oh, so I gotta absorb all of them in a chain.
Let's practice grabbing a chain.
The Land Before Time, that franchise, it went on for like 8 movies, I think. It went crazy, like, I guess because, like, straight to VHS or straight to DVD, like, you can keep a franchise alive perpetually doing that stuff. I don't even know. I think, like, the biggest infamy that came from The Land Before Time is that the kid who played Ducky, the little dinosaur, was murder-suicided by her dad. Like, it has that weird curse behind it. I've only seen the first Land Before Time. It was one of those cartoons like the Brave Little Toaster that just bums you out when you watch it. Like, you gotta be taking some Zoloft, like, right after, like, have some popcorn and then pop a Zoloft if you're gonna watch Brave Little Toaster or fucking Land Before Time. I can't take it. You gotta have a happy ending for me, lying at the end of your movie. Give me something to live for. Oh, I got a tin combo. That's cool. We're making a fire tornado, guys. My favorite kind. I was worried, though, because, like, it's been a month since I've live streamed, and I haven't had, like, a really exciting live stream in a bit, so I'm like, I feel rusty. I gotta get back on the horse and figure all this out and stuff. Because, like, I don't know how people who are subscribed to me feel about live streams. Like, do you turn up for the live streams? Do you turn up for the videos? Like, do you got a favorite video? That kind of stuff. It's, like, as a content creator, it's really hard to judge sometimes, like, what people are into. So, I just try and do a little bit of everything. Like, you know, whatever I'm feeling. I don't want to be a one-note kind of guy. You know, that's kind of like why you don't see a ton of gaming seahorse stuff. Like, I like to spread it out a little bit, so you guys can. I always like to keep you guessing. Like, you never know. He might put out something good one day or absolute shit. You never know. I think this is a channel of undiscerning quality. You can't really place me in any camp. Sometimes he's shit. Sometimes he makes me laugh. Well, I'm glad you're here regardless. If you're in the chat, say hello. I'll shout you out. I really love streaming, though. It's a good cathartic release to get in touch with the community out there. AstroWeb says, I remember the one where they raised a baby T-Rex. Maybe it was the second one? Oh, yeah. You know, that does sound familiar. I might have seen that one. Sanderson says, I'm glad I never knew when I was still a kid. Ducky was my favorite. Then you grow up and have access to information. Kills your childhood. Yeah. I imagine kids nowadays that grow up watching Aladdin and, like, really loving it, and then, like, finding out what happened to the genie. Oh, God. Yeah. These kids have to reconcile a lot about the world. Last Go Getta says, never watched those Land Before Time movies, but it would be impossible to avoid information about the Ducky voice. That thing happened now along with the movie. Oh, you know they'd be running with that shit. Our news media is sick. They would run with that story for months, and then they do a follow-up story 5 months later, and then the year anniversary. They love milking those things. Disgusting. Anyways, yeah. I get real worried because, like, I wanted to announce a new Dead franchises I'm working on. It's hard to, like, gauge interest on, like, what might be a good topic to run with, because what I usually go for is I go for something a little on the obscure side. I go for something that's like, you know, stuff that's not really talked about a lot, or maybe I'm like the only person to talk about it. So, like, I really enjoy that because it's like a learning experience for me. Like, I have to get like intimately familiar with the topics before I cover them, and stuff like that. And sometimes there's something valuable, or there's something rewarding about being the only source on something, you know, for the time being. So, like, I really enjoy doing stuff like that. Sometimes my obscure videos don't go over so well with some people because they're like, okay, I will never import a PS2 game like this. So I get that. But I think this is like, this next video I have in mind is a bit more mainstream. I think it's more well known. But I just kind of like want to learn more about it because it was the first PS2 game I ever played. And it was the first one I ever bought too. So like, it's been a trip down memory lane for me. So I put out a little photo on my Twitter and in my Discord, and I asked people what they thought about it. Like, you know, would you be all right with me covering this, or do you think it's cool? Whatever. I mean, not like that would deter me from doing something, but I just want to get feedback. So the announcement is I'm working on a new Dead franchises. That's right, the second one in a year. I mean, like, I guess all my videos kind of fall into a Dead franchise, unfortunately. But this one is going to be on Dark Cloud for the PS2. I've wanted to talk about the game for a long time on my channel, give my thoughts and feelings, because, like, I think there's a huge disparity. Like, there's like, I don't want to give away the premise of my video, you know, right off the gate, but I think, like, Dark Cloud, the difference between Dark Cloud 1 and 2 is so monumental. Like, they're almost two entirely different games in a sense. Like, there's the charm is still there from Dark Cloud 1, but I want to talk about that franchise because, like, there's a lot of rumors. There's been a lot of, like, different pop-ups of, like, oh, is Dark Cloud 3 coming out and all this and that, and just I want to cover it and talk about it and do it my style and all that, and just say my piece on it. And you know, I don't want to completely shit on it, but there will be some shitting on Dark Cloud 1, so if you're a big fan of it, maybe not watch it, or at least understand that I still love the game, like, you know, warts and all. So that's what my focus is on. I'm about 75% of the way through capturing footage on Dark Cloud. I'm going to begin the writing phase very soon. I've been taking just, like, little notes and stuff. The writing doesn't take me all that long, and yeah, that's what I want my focus to be on. I want to do something a little bit big, you know. Oh God, where do I gotta go? Oh, I gotta make it all the way over there in 7 seconds. 4, I'm not gonna make it. 2, 1, I didn't make it in time.
Looks like it's time for a real
hold on a second, let's read this here. Denzel says, can we get a re-review of Let It Die when it goes on PC? Maybe. I'd like to revisit that game. The last time I revisited Let It Die was during the Killer 7 event. Last Go Get Us says, I've been very curious about Dark Cloud for a long time. It's one of the few level 5 developed series that I've never tried. And my brother's a big White Knight Chronicles fan. Yes, level 5. It's so impressive how many games they've made. Like, that they're behind. The Professor Layton series. I think they're behind the Inazuma 11 series. The Dark Cloud, White Knight Chronicles, Rogue Galaxy, Neo no Kuni. And then Yokai Watch. Is that correct? Yokai Watch? They've got, I would say they're still one of the OG Japanese companies that does not compromise their vision. They don't try and westernize shit. And there's something to value in that. Because, you know, you see a lot of companies cucking out to the Western audience and stuff. I mean, Grasshopper's also guilty of that sometimes too. And I've definitely talked about that in some of my videos about them. I don't think you should compromise your vision for a particular audience. Yes, it's good to kind of broaden your horizons and stuff and try and acknowledge what about your content that you're creating might not appeal to some people, but, you know, do what you're great at and run with it, because you only got one shot at this thing. This is my little inspirational piece on this, but you only got one shot at this thing, and, like, I'd rather go out being a starving artist than You know, just making baseline content, you know? I want to do things my way. So that's how you got to do it. And I think Level 5, you know, they got their mainstream stuff, but, like, it's so strange to see stuff like Neo no Kuni 2 happening. Like, that name in itself would turn people off, but apparently Neo no Kuni 2 was very successful. And so was the first one, which surprised me. But yeah, I like Level 5 a lot. Dark Cloud made me a fan of theirs. There's a very rich history behind Dark Cloud. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. So I'm going to try and... I'm aiming for a 15-minute video, but I don't know if it's going to be that short, you know? Dark Cloud has a lot of stuff to talk about, so I'm just going for it. I think it's definitely one of the more mainstream Dead franchises because it was a launch PS2 game. So I think you guys will enjoy that and we'll have a good time. Anyway, so that's going to take a little bit. I might have a shorter video out before it. There's a game I imported that I'm working on right now. Oh, I guess I just punched my way through that guy. I didn't realize there'd be QTEs in this game. There we go. Yeah, apparently Level 5 absorbed concept. KG Inafune's company, Mighty No. 9.
Entry 2. The squad was curious to know more about these fire beings we had just encountered.
Who knows?
I tried to come up with...
Like, I read this Reddit thread, like, I think it was a couple days ago. Like, wherever some guy's like, friendly reminder, the promised 3DS and Vita port of Mighty No. 9 is still not out. And I was like, holy shit, I thought the Vita one at least happened. It hasn't. And I guess somebody reached out to Concept, and they're like, oh yeah, it's still in development. And then, like, one of the developers that was working, apparently, on the handheld port, he said, we have accomplished 0 progress with the handheld versions. So I don't know who to believe. Not that anyone's banging down the doors for the 3DS or Vita versions, but there you have it.
Zephyr's mission log. Entry.
Oh, we're taking out the trailer park.
Look at those fireflies.
Hold on, my stream's going a little crazy.
Refuge in those human dwellings.
Don't worry, I'll get them out of here.
I'm refreshing my end of things. Yeah, I still got the green light. The green light means good, right? Yeah, so Concept, I'm really confused. Like, I kind of want to make a follow-up video because I think the most successful video on my channel, outside of my Lisa one, is my KG Inafune one. And I just want to take a look and figure out, like, what the hell's going on with Red Ash and the Mighty No. 9 anime and all of that. I guess I know pretty much what happened to it. They're probably dead in the water. But, you know, I'm open-minded enough to give Red Ash a shot if it comes out. I think there's a lot of YouTubers out there eager, wanting it to fail. I definitely don't want it to fail. I want them to definitely learn from their mistakes with Mighty No. 9. Like, I think KG is... he knows how to develop a game. He's been behind some of my favorite games of all time, Dead Rising and the Onimusha franchise and Mega Man Legends. So it's like, you know, I think it's possible that Red Ash could be good if it gets better focus on it instead of like aiming for cartoons or animes or whatever. You know, just focus on making a good game first and establishing a franchise. But who knows? Like, his reputation is pretty much... He's blacklisted? I wouldn't say he's blacklisted, but he definitely needs a redemption arc. And, you know, I don't hate KG Inafune because he's in my channel icon still, you know? I wasn't mad about it because even after meeting the guy, I was like, yeah, I still kind of don't want Mighty Number 9. I didn't think it looked all that good from the initial Kickstarter pitch, but I could see a discrepancy between the initial trailer and the final game. But yeah, I didn't kickstart it. Now, on the other hand, I did kickstart The Good Life, so I do kind of have high hopes for that. So I'm hoping that works out. I think it will. If it comes down to it, who's going to put more passion behind their project, Swery65 or Keiji Inafune? Swery all day. Like, that dude has put heart and soul into every game he's made. Like, D4 still stands as my favorite Xbox One exclusive and Kinect game, and one of my favorite mystery games, even though it's not finished. So even if the gameplay is lackluster, I know I'm gonna get some crazy story. So I mean, I turn up to a Swery65 joint for the writing. I don't turn up for, like, you know, the gameplay. Like, Deadly Premonition itself, like, the gameplay is just alright. I go in there for the situations and the bizarre stuff, you know? Last Go Getter says, on that note, I hope for Keiji's sake the next time we hear about him, it isn't a cancellation for one of his many projects. See Kaio the King of Pirates. He has had enough failures for a while. Yeah, I definitely see that. The guy, I don't know. Like, he had such a quick rise. Like, Keiji Inafune, the first time he rose to prominence was he had a rebellious, he was like the rebel in Capcom. Because Capcom was at a low point. They were churning out turd after turd, and they were, you know, they were part of this whole DLC and expansion and all this stuff. Like, they were getting a pretty bad rep there for a while. Like, they're definitely repairing it. Like, Monster Hunter World and this new Resident Evil, like Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil 2 remake, all looking good. But Capcom was at an all-time low, and then, like, you know, Keiji was like one of the first Japanese developers to come out and say, hey, this is shit, nobody's creative, I can do it better. And, you know, he ran with that whole, you know, I'm the father of Mega Man thing, even though he truly wasn't. But, you know, he was the father of Dead Rising, and he was the father of Onimusha and Mega Man Legends, so you know what, he does have enough things to his name. So, like, when he came out and spoke out against the Japanese game industry, like, when it was going through a big-ass slump, like, he earned a lot of respect. Like, I guarantee he inspired people like Swery65 to get out there and try it on his own, you know? Even to this day, like, Koji Igarashi from Bloodstained and Castlevania Symphony of the Night fame, it inspired him to go out there. So even if he fucked up Mighty Number 9, there's some good to come out of that. Like, you know, he gave the confidence to developers out there to, you know, go their own way. And that's kind of the future of gaming. Like, you know, you can't necessarily rely on big budget AAA titles anymore, ambitious concepts. You kind of have to go the indie route, or you have to go to the AAA route, and middleware is kind of becoming a self-funded endeavor. So, I gotta give Keiji some props, and I think history will vindicate Keiji. Like, he might have that stain of Mighty Number 9, but I think he's definitely a Japanese indie pioneer for, you know, crowdfunding and stuff. He was one of the first to do it, so I definitely give him credit where it's due. Yeah, but who knows, man? I think Bloodstained's gonna turn out all right, because I did like the 8-bit game that they just released. I played a bit of it on my 3DS, and I thought it was damn good. And I've watched a bunch of streams on it. Lately, I just haven't had time to play it. Lately, I've been playing WarioWare Gold. That's been my game. I never buy 3DS games. When a Wario game comes out, I gotta buy it. And the first one first one in line, behind Kirk, of course. But yeah, I've been playing WarioWare Gold. I got that beat. Right now I'm trying to 100% it and get all the unlockable trinkets and mini games and stuff. That's like always been my favorite part of the Wario games, or the WarioWare games, was just going out there and getting all the fun stuff. But if you've never played a WarioWare game, definitely treat yourself. Check out WarioWare Gold. Where do I gotta go? Oh, okay. Right there. Last Go Getta says, game devs going their own way. GD Tau. GDG Tau. Examples include Inafune, Sueri, and Igarashi. That's not all. That's not all. You also have Yu Suzuki. So if you pulls through and Shenmue 3 is any good, he owes a little bit to Keiji Inafune. Just saying. Oh God, going through the rings. You know you're in for a good game when you have to travel through some highlighted rings. God damn. Where's Captain Psychopath? He needs a. I need a witness here. I'm going super fast though. This is actually kind of fun. I'm not exactly sure what the purpose of this is, but we're doing it. I'm gonna check my stream as I'm doing this. Oh no, that was a mistake. Alright. Yeah, if you miss one, it's brutal. They just, like, make you do it again. So I guess I'm taking out that oil refinery? Okay, so right trigger pumps the brakes a little bit. This reminds me of that game David and I played on his channel, King Game Review. We have this series called I Don't Want to Play This, and just the music and the layout reminds me of that Invaders from Beyond game we played. I hated it, but David was a fan. Damn. For what purpose am I doing this? Tornado Outbreak, if you're still in the chat, let me know what I'm achieving here. When does it end? Oh, I did it. Oh, right trigger shields yourself from the fire flyers. Okay. Tornado Outbreak with the secret technology. So did I just make a super massive black hole?
It shouldn't be too bad.
Sure. Oh. We got little spots of light that I have to avoid. Take down the totems. So I gotta avoid the eyes of the storm. Suddenly, Metal Gear. Can you believe this game is also on the Wii? I'll have to hunt down a copy of that. I sure hope it's not a waggling game. What am I doing? Okay, I'm punching. I'm punching. Oh, I gotta wait till it opens. Okay, I can't let it close on me. Punch! No, okay. Do you see how janky this is? I love it. I'm absorbing all these Supermen. The boss fights, man. You know what game I've been after for a while? Destroy All Humans. I think it's called Big Willie style or something. Destroy All Humans for the Xbox 360. I don't know if it's called Big Willie style. I want to say it's called Big Willie style. Okay, I figured it out. It's left then right. Punch, punch, punch. Oh, damn. Big Willie Unleashed, yes. I love it when games back in like the mid 2000s like just picked up and ran with all the sexual innuendos. Like the fucking Ratchet and Clank series is jam-packed full of dick jokes. And shoving things up your ass. Like that's... Do they do that still? I'm sure, like, the Ratchet and Clank joke did it, and the Destroy All Humans did it. Leisure Suit Larry did it. That's when you knew you were in for a treat, whenever you lead with the dick joke. Like, we know what we are. We know what kind of game we want to be. Punch, punch. Punch, punch, punch. Nice. Getting all the Chivos. I'm gonna show them that I did it online. Gonna show all my friends. I got my Sneak King trophies and I got my Tornado Outbreak trophies. I'm a pro gamer. Gamer status pro. It used to be underground, now it's gamer status pro.
Megaton's first orb returned to its rightful owner, like a shooting star being rewound. I was too troubled to enjoy the show. The humans
yeah, there's so many different Ratchet and Clank games. Like over in America, they did all the Innuendos, but I guess they didn't do that for the international releases, so it's easier to know the chronology of the games. But over here, you got like, what is it, like Nuts and Bolts Up Your Asshole Arsenal or something like that. Pirate's Booty. And then there's like Secret Agent Clank and all sorts of games. Like, and then Jack and Daxter kind of did that as well. But I think Jack was like Jack 1, Jack 2, Jack 3, you know. At least Naughty Dog were a bit smarter about it. I'm one to talk. The last time I had a major stream, I played a Leisure Suit Larry box office bust. But what I should have played was Magna Cum Laude. That's one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite like jokey comic games out there. But my most anticipated game of the year. I'm gonna announce it right here. Here it is. Most anticipated game of 2018, possibly 2019. Leisure Suit Larry, Wet Dreams Don't Dry. I don't even know if it's going to be a Dark Dreams Don't Die parody or what, but just for the tagline alone, you now have secured my purchase. God. But before that happens, I'm going to have to do either a stream or a video on Magna Cum Laude. Because that was one of my favorite games that I played in high school. It really was. It's so ridiculous. It's one that I recommend to a friend. Like, if they want to get into Leisure Suit Larry, Magna Cum Laude is a good place to start. Last Go Getta has all the different Ratchet and Clank innuendos. I'll read those off. Going Commando, Up Your Arsenal, Quest for Booty, Full Frontal Assault, Size Matters. Oh my god, yeah. Dicks, exposure, stick it up your ass. I love Ratchet and Clank for that reason. No, I love the weapons in those games mostly. The story I couldn't care about. Like nobody really cares about the story in Ratchet and Clank, and the evidence I have behind that is nobody saw the movie. It was outside of Ghostbusters, the female Ghostbusters, what do they call it? Outside of that, Ratchet and Clank lost Sony Pictures so much money. It's probably turned them off of making video game movies from here on out, unless they finally get that Uncharted movie up off the ground. But they probably won't. They probably won't because that Tomb Raider movie that just came out tanked so horribly. I think they're going in the wrong direction. I mean, like, if you're going to make more cinematic franchises, just leave them as cinematic games. Don't try and make a movie out of them. Don't try and do it. Mario, I could see there's a lot of groundwork to make it into a movie, but not with the director of the Minions. You know? Have Mario and Wreck-It Ralph work together or something, but don't try and... Don't hand it over to the Minions, people. I mean, there's a lot of Mario lore that you could explore. Fucking explain Waluigi. Just have a Waluigi origin story. Just try and establish all that. That would be fun. Maybe Wario and Waluigi, have them be the villains, but like have them be tragic characters. I'm in. Make a Ghostbusters movie with Luigi. You know? Do that. But don't make it some quirky Minions movie. That's the wrong approach. Oh, man. I don't know if I have hope for video games or video game movies. What they need to do is make more R-rated video game movies. They need to make another Mortal Kombat movie. Starring Robin Shao, the original guy who played Liu Kang. You know, like have him be a Grand Master or something. Just pick up where Annihilation left off. You know, you could do a soft reboot or something, but fucking make me another Mortal Kombat movie. I would be so happy with that. You don't get those kind of movies anymore. You don't get the big kung fu ninja movies of the 90s and stuff. We need more ninja movies. But yeah, I really love the original Mortal Kombat movie. I think for a while that was my favorite video game adaptation. What's my goal again? Oh. It doesn't say. I think I've just got to... Let me read the objective, huh? Okay, I think I just gotta destroy shit. Same old, same old. How about a comedy? Yeah, comedy could work. I guess when I think about Mario, if you want to go comedy, you go to like the Paper Mario or the Bros, like the Mario and Luigi series. Like that's the comedy stuff. Super Mario RPG, that's the comedy stuff. But a lot of Mario games are action all the way through. Very few comedic moments, you know? So it's got to be about the action. And what I don't want to put up with is like fucking Mario and Princess Peach and Luigi all talking to each other and making like Kim Kardashian jokes or something. Stuff that's going to be dated decades later. I don't want anything like them introducing the Rabbids or the Minions into it. I just have a feeling that's the kind of Mario movie we're going to get. Just memes. We're going to get memes, and we're going to get just references to Hollywood and stuff. But I don't know how they're going to do it, if they're going to hire Charles Martinet to do the voice. Okay, so a good example, though, of it working is if you play WarioWare Gold, this is the first time, like, wherever they've made Wario a fully voiced character. Like, WarioWare Gold has Wario and all of his characters, all the characters in the WarioWare series, all of them have little storylines that are fully voiced, and the actors do a heck of a job. Like, I think Wario is a character that you can definitely play off of, make him a lovable villain, and, you know, instead of having him grunt and be stupid, like, it's kind of fun. Go watch a trailer for it. You can see what I mean. Like, Wario has gotten more voice acting and development than any other Charles Martinet character. Suffice to say, he speaks in full sentences. Oh, I'm told by Tornado Outbreak in the chat that I have to chain together these fire guys to get more time. Yeah, WarioWare Gold is the first time Nintendo told a coherent story that's fully voiced by actors, starring Wario. I don't know how they did it, but it's a pretty good story, and it's funny. Very entertaining stuff. Okay, let's chain and release. Okay. So I'm getting more time on the clock. I think I'm getting how this works now. Oh my god. I'm gonna try and get it over there. Nice. 14 seconds on the clock. I'm trying to survive. I don't know if I'll make it, but I have now. Thank you, Tornado Outbreak in the chat. I have to make that distinction. I think I got a better idea of what I need to do now. Thank you. Saint Instant says, Wario is #1 husbando. I gotta say, when it comes to the Game Boy games, like, if you had to pick between Super Mario Land, like 1 and 2, or the Wario Land games, Wario all day. I really enjoy his games. I think there's only one bad game in the bunch of the Wario games, and that's Master of Disguise. And the only reason that's bad is because of all the like stylus things you got to do with the DS. You got to do a lot of swiping and drawing, and I wasn't a fan of that. But yeah, almost any Wario game that you play, you're gonna have a good time. For the longest time, like, Wario Land 3 up on the Game Boy Color was my favorite. It was a really weird action platformer where Wario could turn into stuff like zombies and vampires and things, and you had to solve puzzles like that. I thought that was awesome. Oh boy. We're going. I need more junk. Yeah, this is like katamari, and you have to reach a certain size. Like, I think on the top left corner is the category of tornado you are. And then the more stuff you absorb, the bigger the things you can take out. I'm not claiming to be the resident Tornado Outbreak expert here, But yeah, I think I'm getting a better understanding of it, and I definitely, it's a fun time. Okay. Oh, there's a whole bunch of stuff over there. That's where we're going. You can kind of see what you can mess up when it starts shaking like that. Much like a katamari, like whenever you run into something and it just like flies around. Come on. So what I'm trying to do is get these underground bunkers revealed, because they have a lot of those fry guys. Fire fryers or something along that. Okay, now I can get the bunkers here. Go, go, go. Yeah. Major combos. Do I have to go all the way up that road, perhaps? Let's try it. Oh my god. That's a lot of stuff. Okay, now I gotta go back to here. I think I'm gonna make it this time. This is pretty cool. Alright, let's, last go get us says, hold on. Husbando ranking, Tingle over Wario. Yeah, that's a tough call. That is a tough call. Tingle does have some good games under his belts. He has, Rosie Rupee Land Adventure, and then he has that, like, Balloon Fighter game. And then, no, he's got, like, 3 games? I want to say he's got like 3 games. I would say overall, quality of games, Wario. Weirdness, Tingle. Okay, let me see here. AstroWeb says, is it weird that I'm picturing Waluigi as Travis Touchdown of the Mushroom Kingdom now? They have a similar frame. I'll give you that. There is a Waluigi game. I was talking with Kirk about this. Back in the day, I played this indie game called Psycho Waluigi that some guy made, and he made a Waluigi game in the style of Wario Land 4, only Waluigi's psychic, and he has telekinesis, and it's really good. So Psycho Waluigi, Google it, see if you can find it. It's definitely worth a play. You can beat it in like an afternoon, but it's fun. What up, Nepu-chan? Tornado Outbreak says, in later levels you have the ability to pounce and the ability to dash. Looks like we're in for some complex gameplay here. Yeah, like they don't make a lot of games like wherever, like I call them the slow burner games. Like a lot of modern AAA games want to show you everything you can do straight out the gate. Like, you know, like they'll either load your character with all the powers in the beginning and then strip them away from your character, and you got to build up to it so you get a taste of what's to come. Here they start you out from the very beginning. You don't really get to see everything you can do. You just got to stick with it, and you get to you get a better understanding of what all the game contains. But a lot of companies are afraid to do that. They kind of spoil everything in the trailers, or end up giving you powers in the DLC and stuff like that. Anyway, I don't want to go into that rant. Fuck that. I am excited. Next month, Shenmue 1 and 2 HD come out, and it's been a while since I've played some Shenmue, so I'm going to be picking that up. I really like the first one more, so I'll just go ahead and tell you this now. When it comes to the first two Shenmue games, I like the first one more because it has a more of a small town feel to it, and I think that fits what the game is like the more what they call the eyes system, like wherever you pick up objects and you can talk to everyone and search and interact with stuff. I think that works better in a small town than it does in China. But 2 is not bad at all, but I like the first one. I thought it was more grounded. 2 is where things started to get more crazy and delve into the supernatural, and like sets up like the world's biggest cliffhanger. So who knows how they're gonna follow that with Shenmue 3. Not sure it can be done. But Shenmue 1, it's always a treat to return to. Like characters like Tom, the hot dog salesman from the Jamaican hot dog salesman who just dances around and listens to his music. I like that you get your home. You get to go home. You have a curfew. I like stuff like that. I mean, you kind of have that in 2, but one it's where it's at. One is definitely a good time. Yeah, if you guys haven't played Shenmue 1, now is the good time to do that. I think I just failed. Let's see. Last Go Getter says, I'll never forget how America hated Tingle so much that Rosie Rupee Land games stayed in Europe and Japan. Also, Tingle has 4 games, including a DSi app for Japan only. God damn it. Well, I've only played like 2 of the Tingle games, and I played all the way through Rosie Rupee Land Adventure. I was freaking addicted to that game. It's weird. Like, it's all kind of like an investment game. It's like a game like where you play as Tingle, and you just basically throw your money into a well on this tower to grow this tower so Tingle can get laid by Pinkle, is what I think it's about. Anyway, so like basically Tingle has to become an alpha male and make soups and stuff and do side quests for all these people that are trying to scam him out of money, and you gotta like learn to haggle so you can earn more money and throw it into this tower so Pinkle, which is like a girl Tingle with big tits, will fuck you. And that's really the entire game. I don't wish I was making it up. It's a real thing, and I'm really proud that it's in Nintendo's library. Like, canonically, Tingle gets laid in the end. So it's somewhat of a Leisure Suit Larry game starring your boy Tingle. And that's the God's honest truth. I'm so burned that it was left in Europe, because it's definitely the most American game I've ever heard of. Anyway, for the longest time, everyone thought Tingle was gay, but no. The dude slays in the end. So, yeah, I'm going to import a copy of that. And I want to import a copy of The Last Window. So if you guys, my European subs out there, if you guys see a copy of The Last Window for a deal or something, and you already got a copy, please keep me in your heart. I'll pay you for it. Ship it over here. I'm trying to get a good deal on The Last Window and Tingle. So just, keep an eye out, bird dog it. And if there's any American games, like, guys, if there's any American games that are exclusive over here, there aren't many, but if you see something or you want something, and you want to initiate a trade, hit me up in the Discord. I'm always about that. Hey, what up, Max? You're not late at all. You're just in time for some delicious destruction and talk about Tingle. We're having a little Tingle talk. Yeah, there's been a few. Like, my last Dead franchise was about another Code R that was left in Europe. Disaster Day of Crisis. You guys got some of the funnest games, and you guys don't know how good you got it as far as awesome Japanese games I got localized. Snatch them up before it's too late, because you can't as easily download them from Emu Paradise like you used to. God damn, that bummed me out. It really did, because Emu Paradise is a good place. Like, if you want to find an obscure game and you don't want to pay $80 for it, like Michigan Report from Hell, then Emu Paradise had your back. Like, 3 days before Emu Paradise got fucking Zuckerberg, got zucked by Nintendo, freaking, I downloaded Michigan Report from Hell. So thankfully, I got me a solid ISO of Michigan Report from Hell before that went down. And I think I got a few other ISOs that I downloaded over the time. Usually I just import the game if it's cheap enough. Like all my Simple Series games, I do import those, and I rip my own ISOs. But, you know, there's some time. Like, you don't want to pay $400 for a copy of Little Samson, and you just want a ROM. So, yeah, I'm really pissed about that. Emu Paradise, out of all the ROM distros, that was my spot. So now I think I'm just going to go after full sets. You know, go to Black Cat's Games or something like that, and just have to do it the old school way. A ROM at a time, an ISO at a time, or a full pack. It sucks, but that's the future. You know, future generations are just going to have to miss out, because game companies do such a terrible job at archiving their games or putting them out there, re-releasing them. You know, some of these companies aren't around anymore, so you can't harm a company that's no longer in existence. Fuck Nintendo, the stream. As much as I love Nintendo, I think here's the problem. Nintendo has so much good talent in their company. Like, it's definitely got a legacy, but it's definitely got companies or talent held hostage under there. And I definitely don't blame the people that develop from them. It's an upper management thing. I'm gonna blame Reggie. Fuck Reggie Fils-Aimé. I would fight him in real life. He's burned me so much. He's made so many poor decisions as president of Nintendo of America. Another Code R, Disaster Day of Crisis, Mother 3. I'm not going to say anything that I regret. I'm just saying, as a satirical comedian on YouTube, you know, somebody's got to take care of him. Something needs to be done about him. Be it firing or otherwise. Did kick him out. Put him on the street. Because I'm sick of him. He's definitely responsible for killing a lot of good companies and putting some developers out on the street, so fuck him. He's one of the worst things that have ever happened to Nintendo. As much as he's Mr. Meme Man, my body is ready kind of guy, on the business side of things, the dude is fuck things up. I think he played a bigger role in the casualization of the Wii than people would let on. People like to dog on Cammy, that Sarah Palin-esque mother that was family first. Reggie had a hand in the Wii getting that reputation of being the casual console. He was definitely responsible for the death of the Wii U. Nintendo's credibility died with Iwata, I think. I don't know. I definitely have some very deep-seated hatred for Reggie Fils-Aimé, but I guarantee I would bend a knee to him if I ever met him in real life, and I would fanboy out. Okay, can't say that I wouldn't, but he's definitely killed more of my dreams than created any. Reggie feels like a purple Pikmin. Yeah. I think he's damaging the brand. Like, no one takes Nintendo seriously because of Reggie. They're like, what a joke. I mean, Iwata was a huge pioneer. I mean, not only as a developer, but as a president, and for pushing, getting, you know, being a president that was a public speaker that spoke to you in English, like not his native language. Like, he put himself out there. You don't see that many presidents doing that. Like, he led the way. And he will be missed. I miss Iwata a lot because he believed in the little guy. He believed in the smaller franchises and stuff. He was the executive producer on Trace Memory and the Hotel Dusk games. So he knew what it was like because he started from the bottom and made it to the top. Gunpei style. Yeah. Good dude. Will be missed. Max says, Nintendo reworked their server infrastructure so free shop, etc. became obsolete. Oh, great. I just say it's a matter of time. Every time Nintendo does something very restrictive or says that the pirates can't do something, the pirates always prove them wrong. 100% of the time, the pirates always find a way. Piracy finds a way. It's kind of like Jeff Goldblum in Jurassic Park. Piracy will always find a way. So the more restrictive things they do, the more they fuck up online play and make you download an app to chat. People find a way around it. There's always somebody out there with a 3D printer and a paper clip that will throw an entire wrench into your infrastructure. So maybe provide a better service. You know, maybe make a virtual console so the pirates don't have to do it. But that's my piece on it. You know, if you care about your customer, maybe they'll remain your customer. As an owner of a Nintendo Switch, and I haven't played anything on it since Super Mario Odyssey, and that's a fact. Octopath Traveler does look pretty good, though. But I'm afraid to upgrade my firmware. So I'm just kind of hanging back, watching what the homebrew team does, because the moment somebody puts a functioning, like, really good GameCube emulator on there, there's no going back. I'm not going to play any more Switch games. I'm just going to be playing GameCube on the go. Because Nintendo's not doing it, so that's what I'm going to do. No regrets. Nintendo's not going to put a GameCube on there, but somebody else is going to do it for free. Free wins. And if they base it off a Dolphin, like Dolphin's one of the most perfect emulators out there. If it's based off a Dolphin, then I'm going to be a happy camper. That could also open the door for Wii emulation, too. So that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm not really looking forward to Travis Strikes Again, before anyone asks. I'm a little hesitant to throw excitement behind that project. It looks good for a Smash TV style of game, like a twin stick shooter or whatever it's going to end up becoming like that, I guess. But that's not what I wanted in a No More Heroes game. But Suda's the director on it, so I'm gonna give it a shot. Also, if you look in the bottom left corner, that's where the inspiration for the new Hikikomori logo comes from, which also, I guess, comes from Stranger Things. But yeah, Travis Strikes Again was the inspiration for my new logo design. I wanted to change it up. Put a little fresh blood into it. Oh, Sanensen says, what the Switch needs is a Wario game, obviously. Oh my god, I think I had this conversation with Kirk, the exact same thing. We were both, like, dumbfounded. We're like, Nintendo, this is the perfect opportunity to bring Wario back. Like, put him on the Switch. But they put him on the 3DS, and instead had the same company, Nintendo R&D, that, like, made them make 1-2 Switch. So yeah, instead of WarioWare, we got 1-2 Switch. Get out of here with that. I still hope there will be a Wario game on the Switch. I'm still not certain how long the Switch's lifespan's gonna be. If they're gonna come out with a Switch XL or what have you, but Nintendo's doing a really bad job about getting their games out. I mean, Smash, they're resting on Smash. Just like always, they're making the same mistakes as the Wii. So, who knows? Put Tornado Outbreak on that bitch. What's the holdup? It's the game the fans have been waiting for. It just makes perfect sense. Come on. Let's see if I can take out those domes. I don't think we're gonna make this one. Oh, just... I almost made it, but I don't know where to go. Oh, there's no way I can make it across the map there. That's a long drive. Max says, Miles, regarding Let It Die, how's the free-to-play monetization actually implemented? So Let It Die, for the free-to-play stuff is basically you can buy kill coins and death medals, and death medals are like extra lives. Now you don't have to buy them. You can earn them in-game by doing missions, or you get them occasionally for logging in, or there's special events where you can earn them. So you can play most of the game like without ever buying a kill coin or death medals. Kill coins are the currency, death medals are the extra lives. So you can play most of the game without it. When I first bought the game, I did buy some death medals just to support the game because I liked it so much. But yeah, the thing is, a lot of people complain that the game's grindy and you have to do a lot of crafting and materials and stuff. But honestly, like, I'm not going to excuse that. But that's most free-to-play games, and that's many Souls-like games. You can make it through a good chunk of that game in just like a week or two. And if you read up online, like, there's people that have beaten the game without ever buying a death medal or kill coin. There's ways to do it, but I mean, it's entirely up to the user. What you can get just as much as you put into it. I think I like the aesthetic. I like the music. I like the weaponry and the kind of Souls nature to the game. I think it's a bit more, instead of like Dark Souls, it's like Dark Souls meets a wrestling game. That's the best way I can put it. And there are some weird aspects to it. Like, I'm not a huge fan of the multiplayer nature because it's like you don't really fight people, you fight their echoes. So you fight like a clone of their character. There's some raid modes and other things, and you've got like a meat locker where you build all sorts of characters. So, I mean, I enjoyed my time with it, so I'm not going to... but I know some people don't like the free-to-play model, so to each their own. It's a really good game. And I think it's free, so check it out for yourself, see for yourself. There's a ton of callbacks to other Grasshopper's works in there. And a lot of fun. A lot of fun to be had. And a very passionate community. Any resource you want on how to play, you can go to the Let It Die subreddit, and everyone's really friendly there. It's nothing like the Xbox One subreddit. Oh my. Get that. Get the fire. Boom. Okay. Let's see. Can I go up there and get the satellites? Yeah, boy. I forget, though. Like, where's the mission? Where's the base? I want to be close to the marker so when I finish the level... Okay, okay, okay. Okay, where's the base? Where's the base? Oh, it's in the same spot. Okay, I got 20 seconds. I think I'll be able to make it, right? Oh, boy. This game's really fun. I like it. Sanderson says, I'm not interested in the Switch myself, but it is hard to compare to the Wii U when it's already been doing well by all accounts. Yeah, I wouldn't say you can compare the hardware sales or software sales, but as far as, like, the output of content, at least first party, and even sort of the third party starting to slow down a bit, it is getting a little eyebrow raising, I would say. But I've got a very skeptical outlook about the overall lifespan of the Switch. So I don't know what to expect. I'm no analyst, so take my outlook with a grain of salt, but I've gamed for a long time, and Nintendo's made a lot of promises that they never followed through with. So, who knows? Only the future will tell. So I gotta use my shield every time I see a red one. That beautiful Superman 64 quality. The ring gameplay you've been missing. Oh, man. This goes on for way too long. Max says, well, with Let It Die PC port, there's still a chance for Flower, Sun, and Rain, even though it would perform just like the 25th Award with 3-digit owners. Does it really have 3-digit owners, Max? Because if it does, I'm really sad because... I love the 25th Award. I think overall, mechanically, aesthetically, soundtrack-wise, it's better than the Silver Case. But the Silver Case, I think, turned off a lot of people. And for good reason. Like, you know, it's not exactly the easiest game to get into out of Grasshopper's catalog, but I like all of them. All the Kill the Past games are good. I mean, Flower, Sun, and Rain is probably my least favorite, only because of the gameplay, the math-based gameplay. But other than that, I like Flower, Sun, and Rain. I would love to see it, but who knows what the chances are for that. Okay, gotta stay in the shadow. Kill the tikis. Okay, that's a shaky door. Boom. Come on, come on. Nailed it. Okay, got one more idol left. I don't know what that bar on the side means. With all those faces, I have no clue. But I know I gotta punch things, so we're right on track, I think. Well on our way. We did it. We got the Chivo. Well, hello, Ben. Welcome to the cool stream. Good to see you, man. Nintendo leaning hard on indie seems to be paying off at least. It makes the Vita seem like it was born in the wrong time. You know what? In many ways, the Nintendo Switch does feel like a continuation of the Vita. And I think early on, I remember a lot of the indie developers coming out and saying, like, my game sold like shit on the PC, but it did gangbusters on the Switch. And I think that has something to do with the saturation of the indie market on PC. But when you're a big fish in a small pond, you know, that's definitely the place to be. So I think, like, it all started with, like, a couple of indie devs, like, making a ton of money, and they told their friends, and their friends, like, I gotta get my game on Switch. So that's why when you look in the eShop, it is just cluttered with indie games versus anything else. So it's starting to get to that saturation point, but a lot of the indie games on there are pretty good. They're releasing one of my favorite games called Caro Blaster, which is made by Pixel, the creator of Cave Story, and that's launching, I think, today. So if you got a Switch and you're looking for something fun, Caro Blaster. It's K-E-R-O, Caro Blaster. Max says, so regarding Tornado game, is this obviously not a Katamari? Yep, you got it. It's like Katamari with worse music, but I think the fun is still kind of there. What this game doesn't do well is, like, Katamari has that micro to macro Katamari feel, like wherever the level, like your micro scale or minuscule prints, and then you gradually get bigger and the level changes with that until your macro scale, like rolling up planets and stuff. That we haven't seen that kind of scale yet from this game, so it's a little bit more grounded, if you will. Yeah, the Vita, Last Go Getta, the Vita indie game sold very well, only because the first party just dropped out. I think the last big first party game for the Vita was Tearaway. That game that was made by Media Molecule that they wanted to be a big franchise. I think Tearaway was Sony's, like, last big attempt at making something, and it's not a bad game, but they tried it again on PS4 and no one bought it on PS4, so I think that's a dead franchise right there. It's a shame because Tearaway's awesome. But it's funny to think that the Vita still has games coming out for it. Like, the third parties are just like, well, fuck, if there's nobody to compete with, I'm just going to drop my shit right here. And I will say that I still play my Vita. This next game I want to review is a Vita exclusive. Not Dark Cloud, but another game. So look forward to another Vita game on my channel, even though none of y'all have one. It's a follow-up to another couple of games that I've reviewed. So look forward to it. It shouldn't be hard to guess if you know what games I'm referencing. I fucking love this game. This is what I want. This gave me exactly what I wanted out of a game like this. Just fill a level with stuff to destroy. What else could you want? Don't overcomplicate your premise when you don't need to. Yeah, so to recap, if you guys are just joining us, I did make an announcement. I'm starting a Dead franchise on Dark Cloud. It's going to take me a minute because Dark Cloud's a really long game. I don't think I'll be doing the secret dungeon. Just, that's 100 floors, and I don't know if I have the patience for that. But if I find the time, maybe I will. Anyway, so expect a Dark Cloud Dead franchises sometime in the near future. And then some other videos. I'm going to get back in the swing of making some more regular videos and stuff like that, so fun times. I did show off some Addams Family cereal, so you did miss that. If you're just joining, go back to the beginning of the stream and watch that. That's probably the most important part of this video, was my Addams Family cereal story. I think I mentioned in my description that I had a wee bit of drama going down. Not really involving me so much, but something I found funny. Maybe I shouldn't bring that up, though. Maybe we'll save it for next time. I haven't followed up to see how the story has developed before I start continuing on. So maybe I'll check on where the story's developed before I bring up the drama. I got 43 seconds left. Can I go bigger? Where is the lodestar? Where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay. Tornado's getting huge. Well, oh, Freedom Wars came out later. Was that Sony funded? Are you sure about that?
That tall hotel seems big enough to hide the orb.
That's why we're steering clear of it.
Was Freedom Wars Sony developed? I don't know. I did buy it, but the sad part is they had no faith in Freedom Wars. It launched for like $20. It's a fun game. Yeah, but if you're in the Discord, you can follow all the ongoings of the channel, my life, my sad life, all of it's in there. We got a little food talk, music talk, import gaming talk. Kirk has some hentai in there. We talk about everything, e-celebrity stuff, you name it. We have all sorts of fun times in there, so definitely check out the link to the Discord. It's in the description of every video. You're welcome. It's a good community, well curated, heavily moderated. Censorship all around. Don't be yourself. Be the person we want you to be. No, it's not really. Just don't do anything illegal. That's pretty much the rule. Don't do anything illegal. Be cool. Keeps it simple. Check us out. Subscribe. Hit the bell. Do all the fun stuff. Do it. Why don't you? I dare you. No, we have a good time. I'm in that Discord all the time, and I didn't think I would be. I honestly thought the Discord was gonna die. Like, I would get bored with it after 3 days, but no, we've been going strong for about a year now. So it's a good place to keep up with stuff. You can check out my Patreon if you want. Not mandatory. Helps the channel. Helps pay for my Adobe Creative Cloud so I can make stuff like video edits and special effects and thumbnails and production stuff. That's really all my Patreon's about, is production stuff. If you want to do that, I don't care. I do care if you do it. Like, if you do it, I definitely appreciate that, but if you don't want to do it, well, then don't do it. I treat it like a tip jar. At first, I was going to be like, hey, maybe this is a pathway to a career. Now it's just a tip jar. If you like a video I made, consider it. And that's that. That's my piece on the Patreon. You gotta do it because YouTube, YouTube doesn't give money anymore. YouTube makes money. It doesn't give money, but that's okay. I do have a full-time job, just letting you know. I just finished an 80-hour work week in 5 days. 80 hours in 5 days. So I was a little tired, but this has been the highlight of my week. And things are slowing down, and I can get back to making videos. So if you saw me go ghost for a while, it's because A, I had a funeral to attend, and B, I was in the middle of an 80-hour work week. So my apologies if you missed me. I've been missing the channel. I've been missing streaming, so it's just good to be back and do something not so serious, you know? Just be a tornado. Be my ideal self. Identify as a tornado now, and you're just going to have to deal with it. I accept the following pronouns: Twister, Fire Tornado, and Spiraling Wind of Death. That's what you can refer to me. Those are my pronouns. Twister, Fire Tornado, Spiraling Wind of Death. It's been good. Oh, I've got to return to the Lodestar. I'm too caught up. Oh, can we make it? 5 seconds. Living life on the wild side. Made it. Last Go Get Us says, Hikikomori Media official confirmed to have banned Alex Jones like Pornhub and Facebook. I had nothing to do with that. I mean, I don't really watch Alex Jones, but I don't think you should have been kicked off of anything. I think you should be able to espouse whatever you believe in. So long as it's legal, as, you know, whatever. We have a constitutional amendment for a reason. I'm not gonna say freedom of speech is freedom from consequence, like, you know, on the Dick Show, as they say. No, I'm not gonna be one of those guys. I think we should value our ability to speak, and, you know, are we really responsible for people who believe in conspiracies? Like, are we supposed to babysit them and ban all the content? Are we supposed to destroy every conspiracy theorist out there for having a wild idea or a batshit theory? Like, no, if people want to believe that, let them believe that, okay? I'm not responsible for what you think or feel. I'm not gonna, like, stop you from thinking that. Just do it. Do your thing. I'm gonna do my thing. And that's it. And I find it funny that all these people that are dancing on the grave of Alex Jones's YouTube account and Twitter and Spotify and all these other people colluding, you know, it's going to swing back around to them. One day you're going to be the thing that people find offensive or controversial, and you're going to become demonetized, or your reach is going to be extremely limited. And then what have you got to say for yourself? I think you should defend everyone's right to put themselves out there, you know? There's a lot of shit on YouTube that I absolutely hate and loathe, and I think it's a waste of bandwidth and completely rots people's minds. But, you know, at the end of the day, life is kind of funny like that. You know, we have all walks of life, we have all schools of thought, religions and all that. You can't avoid it. And now, like, when you remove stuff like conspiracy theory channels, when you all conspire to remove conspiracy theory channels, you've now then validated the conspiracy. You've lended credibility to the one thing that they've been talking about for years. So congratulations, I guess? I don't know. I'm just a video game streamer. I just make videos on Japanese stuff that you've never played. So my opinion doesn't mean a whole lot, but that's where I feel at the end of the day. You did the thing. You've now reinvigorated the base of the thing that you hated. People, I don't know. This society, I don't like the society I live in. I just tolerate it, I guess. I put up with it. I love in the middle of my conspiracy theory rant, Tornado Outbreak in the chat is just completely sidestepping it. Like, I don't give a fuck about Addams Family cereal. I don't care about Alex Jones or Dark Cloud or Tingle. I'm still gonna give you all the facts, the hard facts about Tornado Outbreak. Thank you, Tornado Outbreak in the chat, for being here and giving us all the facts and dodging all my shit. Thank you for being the voice of reason in these dark times. Okay, I'm at the Lodestar. Oh boy, I'm not gonna hit A yet. I'm gonna read some chat. Max says, Alex Jones as a host in Cyberpunk 2077. He would fit in the game. Oh, if you guys have never seen it, watch the movie A Scanner Darkly. Alex Jones has the best cameo in it. Like, he makes fun of himself. It's obvious that Alex Jones does play a character because he's, like, standing in a street corner yelling about a conspiracy in A Scanner Darkly, and then the government comes and scoops him up, and it's hilarious. If you've ever felt like Alex Jones was being genuine, watch that movie. It's been obvious he's been a character, been playing a role for years, but I don't know. People don't like to listen to reason. Unisan says, well, that's a common game. Far from the Bullet Witch Tornado. Oh my god. I forgot about the Bullet Witch Tornado. That's chaos there. Max says, oh, Bullet Witch, I've got to check out how Xseed patched the PC port. Yeah, I haven't touched the PC port yet. And Go Get Us says, on the note of conspiracy, Alex Jones and company must have gotten a boner from H3H3 podcast talking about how the thing being taken down with the strike now reversed. Oh, yeah, I heard about that. H3H3 got struck down for talking about Alex Jones, which is ironic because I don't consider them to be a conspiracy channel. So, damn, you're just gonna reinvigorate the left to side with the right when you start doing stuff like that. I don't know. I think when you start issuing strikes for minuscule things, you're gonna get a lot of people standing up against you. I don't know. Maybe they'll go over to BitChute or something. Rest in peace, vid.me. Anyways, we've done this for about 2 hours. I'm tired of talking. I got other games to play. Before we go, You know how I do it. We shout out everyone who showed up. This will be on the archive, so if you missed it and you're in the future, hello. Thank you for watching. Let's do our shout outs. Sanin since 992, thank you. Lasco Gitta, Denzel Romero, Tornado Outbreak, the real MVP here. Astro Webs, and The Century is Down was in here. Ben was in here. Max. Did I say Astro Webs? If you're still in here, say hello. I'll shout you out. Uni-san. Uni-shan. Thank you for showing up. And if anyone else I missed you, I'm sorry. I'll see y'all next time. Thanks for showing up to the new, improved Hikikomori Cool stream. Glad to have you. Glad to have you. Next time, maybe we'll talk about some drama. We'll see where the world takes me. All right, guys. It's been real. Thank you.